thank you to everyone here at the Gardens and for the support and the amazing opportunity here for a collective to, as we said already, to learn from the building, learn from the gardens, to demonstrate what is really possible. So an amazing day like this to boot for all this. So I'm here to speak a bit about the design team, the design process, and to speak a bit about what LEED is. The design team's been mentioned, but truly it was a collaborative effort. For some of you who maybe gone through a design process before or had someone design and build a building, whether it's a home or a business, it's this, sometimes an idea of it's being designed there and then drawings are done and handed off and built. And it's not always the best process, and you don't always get the best performance in the end. When you set goals for LEED Platinum and you set goals for net zero energy and then a timeline like this, it really, really meant a collaboration, and there was some true talent here on all sides. The client had to participate in a very active way. Many of the folks have been mentioned, and the design team had to meet together in an integrated way. We were fortunate to be brought on early enough to help do a bit of education with the board, with the staff, and helped sort of explain what does it take, how do you look for the right design team to really achieve what's here. And I couldn't be happier with where we ended up with the team and the construction side with HP Cummings and Benson. Was really, really, truly a collaborative effort to do all this. So LEED Platinum, okay, so maybe some of you have not heard of LEED before, maybe you have, but LEED is really a measuring stick. It's a green building rating system that is used to determine when someone says how green is a building. For a long time there was no way to compare one building to another. So an organization called the U.S. Green Building Council came together and said, we need to help create this. And what they've done is created a rating system that has 5 major categories that we have to comply through about site and water, energy, materials, and indoor environmental quality. And then within LEED, there are 4 levels of certification: certified, silver, gold, and then platinum being the highest. And when you get to platinum, it really is a jump. We really feel that with the right design team and a committed client and a committed contractor, that you can get to LEED Silver pretty easily on budget without actually adding any more dollars to your design and your bricks and mortar, so to speak. But when you go to Platinum, certainly you're doing more math, you're thinking a little bigger picture in order to get there, and that's where the commitment was from the Gardens right from the beginning, and it's what was needed to succeed. So what you find then, as you walk in the building, if you haven't yet, is a building filled with natural light, and the idea then that the lights during the day can just be turned off. That saves a lot of energy right there. We've got these walls that, as we said, were built off-site. That technique was really important, but it was how much insulation, and we collaborated as a team to arrive at R40 in the walls, R60 in the roofs, and you combine that then with some very efficient equipment for heating and cooling the building, and efficient electrical equipment. So you're really trying to bring all those loads down. So the combination of a very efficient building, very efficient systems, really good windows, you get the load down so far that then you say, okay, how are we going to get to net zero? Well, that's what the photovoltaics on the roof do. And in this case, we're trying to be architects, we're trying to be owners, we want to work with the aesthetics of the garden. And it didn't make sense to just continue the roof along, which could have been an option, right? But instead, we collaborated as a team and realized in order to get the final electrical load solution for a net zero project, we needed to look around the property and found this area as you enter the property down near the tennis courts for the additional load. And the way the electricity works now, it's not batteries in the building, it's connected to the utilities, so that as this building is generating more than it's being used, it's making essentially the meter go backwards. And then when the building's having a function or event, it certainly is drawing more than it's generating. So by the end of the year, we'll get to the point where it's generated more than it's used. Some other fun features are, wherever possible, the materials that were selected for the building were local, and many of them are renewable themselves. But in terms of just the pine ceiling you'll see in there, even the beam structures that were used, the columns selected by Benson Wood are from rapidly grown forests. So there's small timbers, not big timbers, to make up what you see inside. Very good. The water that hits this roof is captured and into a tank onto the left side underground, and that water is used to flush the toilets in the building. So there's about a 75% reduction in water use for this building over what would be a traditional code building. So you combine all that together, and there's so many more features. Probably one last one to note is the healthy, non-toxic building materials. Many of you maybe have walked in a brand new building and there are a lot of smells, either from the carpets or the paints or something like that. There are no smells when you walk in this building, because we are very conscious about what we put in, and it's important. And these are all things that are off-the-shelf, available products for you on your homes and buildings. So there's great opportunity there. So I think that the piece that was mentioned by John about the panels and the displays, that is probably the final piece that I want to speak to as well, which is we want this building to keep teaching, keep being a learning tool, and the fact that the commitment was made towards the dashboard meant that there was a commitment to add more measurement devices for the building. So we really can get to that net zero and really be confident that we've gotten there, and know when, even if there is a time that we're using too much electricity, we can learn from that, and then in the next event maybe we'll do things differently. And so it's really something over time, with the amount of people that come to the gardens to visit and understand what's possible. We're excited that this building's here and just adding to just the beauty of the gardens and the potential here. So we look forward to many educational sessions and events here in years to come. So on behalf of the design team, just amazing job collectively, and a big thanks to the gardens, to the Bosarge Family Trust, and to all of you for coming and celebrating this. Thank you very much.